Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be making some easy, cheesy mac and cheese. Yes, my favorite side dish, mac and cheese. Who doesn't love mac and cheese? It's not a lot of people. So, as you can see how creamy this is, yours is going to be just as delicious. And we're only going to be using 3 cheeses. So let's get started. First thing you want to do is gather your ingredients. Of course, remember, prep before you start cooking so you're not running around the kitchen looking crazy. Prep everything from your seasonings to your cheese, everything. First step, we want to bring a pot of water to a boil, add some salt, and then we're also going to add some olive oil to our pot. This is going to season our noodles and prevent them from sticking. So I have about 4 cups of noodles. So I'm going to add my pasta to the boiling water. I like to bring my water to a boil before I add the pasta. Some people like to do it before the water boils. I don't suggest that. After we drain our pasta, and as you can see, these are not just regular elbow mac and cheese. You'll see the name in the description. It's not the regular elbow macaroni. So in that same pot, after I drain my noodles, then I put 1 stick of butter, and then I add my garlic to the pot on a low boil. And then I'm also going to add my milk. Now, we're not necessarily making a cheese sauce. We're just melting our butter, heating up our milk, and also adding that yummy garlic to it. So I use minced garlic. Again, here are our ingredients that we're going to use. I have 1 egg. I'm going to whip that egg up before I add it. Let's check on our milk. So as you can see, our butter is almost done. And I have my pot on low. You can put it on low, medium, or just make sure it's low enough. You just want to warm up the milk and melt the butter. You're not doing anything fancy here. So here's that smoked Gouda. And guys, I love using the sliced smoked Gouda versus the shredded. I'm not sure exactly why. You'll see once I layer the mac and cheese. It's kind of like how you will make lasagna. Is how I add the Gouda in there. I kind of like the layers of Gouda versus mixing it in with the other cheese. But feel free to use shredded Gouda. I'm pretty sure it's going to turn out just as amazing. So now I've taken my warm milk, butter, garlic concoction off of the stove. And I'm going to add my noodles. So we're adding our noodles. And let's see. Now we want to add our spices, which is just salt, pepper, and cayenne pepper. Now, if you don't have any cayenne pepper at home, about a tablespoon of hot sauce will do. It's just as great. Sometimes I use hot sauce, and sometimes I use the cayenne. Now we're going to add most of our cheese. Yep, so we have the mozzarella and the shredded cheese. We're going to add that and give it a quick stir. You can add it all at once if you want to. I just like to save some room in my pot. And also to make sure I'm not using too much cheese. And just not making a mess. So you guys know I always add in increments. I'll do about 2. So I've added most of the cheese already, and because our pot of warm milk is already warm, it's going to melt that down. So next step, we want to add our sour cream. Trust the process, guys. I know you're like, sour cream. If you've never used sour cream in your mac and cheese, a lot of people don't know about this secret, but I promise you it gives you so much flavor and it makes the mac and cheese so creamy. And then I have that one egg. I did beat my egg just with a fork. And I'm going to add that on top of the sour cream. So I do add the egg with the sour cream because it keeps it kind of cold. I don't want to cook the egg so quick. So I do add it on top of the cold sour cream to help it. And now I'm just giving it a mix. And as you can see, it's already pretty creamy. However, we do want to add some more cheese. I'm just looking for my bowl of cheese. So we're going to go ahead and add the rest of that cheese. Dump it in there. Look at this mac and cheese, y'all. It looks good already, I promise you. And you know it looks good. So after we give that a nice quick stir with our spatula, next step is to, obviously I'm looking for something. So we're going to move this out the way and get our pan. So I'm going to choose a square pan for this. You can use any pan you want. So I'm just going to spray my pan with some butter spray. If I don't have butter spray, I normally use just a stick of butter and just kind of do it. You can also use oil or whatever you want. So first I'm going to add some mac and cheese to the bottom of my pan. And I'm not adding all of it. That's why I'm using a spoon instead of just dumping the whole pot of mac in there. And then our next step, that smoked Gouda slice that I was telling you about. So this is why I like the slices, because it gives you that nice layer of Gouda in between my mac and cheese. It hasn't done me wrong yet, so I just add a few slices. So about 7 slices here. And it also depends on how big your pan is that you're adding. So we're going to do that again with another layer. I normally do 2 layers of Gouda. So I'm just going to add one more layer of mac on top of this. More Gouda cheese. And sorry for the delay. I'm like literally all around my kitchen right now. And I know I tell you guys, make sure you have your ingredients handy. Tonight, I was just kind of like all over the place in the kitchen. Even though I have my ingredients together, I'm still like looking for them. Losing my brain, guys, losing my brain. So here we are with our second layer of the sliced Gouda. And we're going to add just the same amount that I added to the first layer. You can add more or less. It's totally up to you. And if you have the shredded smoked Gouda, you can do this as well. And now we're going on with the rest of our mac and cheese. So we kind of have 3 layers of mac and 2 layers of Gouda. So I don't put the Gouda cheese on top of my mac and cheese, because I do give it kind of that old school classic mac and cheese crust with a little bit of sharp cheddar after I put this in the oven. And my oven is preheated already to 400 degrees. Yep. So the oven is preheated and we're doing our last layer of this creamy mac and cheese. So before I add my last layer of the shredded cheddar, I like to put this in the oven first for about 15 minutes, just to get all of my flavors nice and married, to get it nice and hot before I add my last layer of cheese. If you want, you can do it, but to prevent the top from burning so quick, I like to wait. So this is after about 15 minutes in the oven on 400 degrees. I take my mac and cheese out, and then I add some of the sharp cheddar. So I just basically cover it up with sharp cheddar. This is optional. This is how I like it. I like that crust. So after 15 to 20 more minutes, you take your mac and cheese out, and this is how it looks. It's nice, it's creamy, it tastes yummy. So this is fresh out of the oven. So you can either serve it like this, or you can let it cool down to give you more of a solid look, and I'll show you right here. So this has been cooling for about 20 to 30 minutes, and I just basically took a scoop out, and this is how it looks. I promise you, when you bite into it, it's so creamy, it's so smooth, so cheesy, so easy. And I hope you guys love this recipe. Please like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.